Welcome to the Say It Out Loud podcast. I'm your host, Vasavi Kumar. If you're eager to gain clarity, speak with unwavering confidence, and liberate those inner voices, you're in the perfect spot. My mission here is to empower you to break free, find fulfillment, and ignite your passion. You ready? It's time to say it out loud. I've put together a guide of my top 10 tested and proven to work practical strategies and habits to help bright women like you say no, set your boundaries right, live confidently, and build healthy relationships, starting with the relationship you have with yourself. This is a self-paced guide, and I can't wait for you to dig into it so you can start becoming your most confident self, because she's in there waiting for you. Head to the link in my show notes or go to vasavikumar.com/guide and grab it today. If there's anything I can't stand, it's buzzwords, okay? I try to be someone who is original, and I don't even need to try to be original. I just don't try to be like anybody else. I just speak the way that I speak and talk the way that I talk. And when I hear certain words that are becoming buzzy in the coaching industry, like alignment, manifestation, masculine, feminine polarity, energetics, and I'm not saying that these things don't matter. They all matter. But me personally, when I hear certain words, I'm just like, oh my God, everyone's using these words. Why is everyone just sounding the same? Everyone just sounds the same. But then most recently, I started looking into what it really meant for me to be in alignment. I said, let me give this a shot. Let me actually look at what this means. And so for me, being in alignment, and I'm going to use that word a lot throughout this next podcast, this episode, being in alignment is crucial. It is the source of everything that you produce comes from a place of alignment or misalignment. And that's why it's so important to be in alignment so that the results that you're producing are in fact in alignment with what you actually want, not some watered down distilled version of who you are, but what you really want. So as you may have guessed already, I take alignment very seriously. And the definition for alignment is when your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and actions are all aligned for one common goal. Being in alignment, in my personal opinion, is the ultimate in self-actualization. It essentially means you've mastered the art of getting out of your own way. And it's a powerful and magical place to be in. But here's the other thing. When you're in complete alignment, you also become a natural manifester. Here I am using another buzzword. You become a natural manifester or a super attractor. You enter a flow state where everything you want just seems to happen naturally for you. Mostly because you're not screwing it up for yourself, because this is what I see. I see that people who say they want something but they're not getting it, it's almost always because they are doing something or thinking in ways that are sabotaging what it is that they say they want. So if alignment is our ultimate goal, it also brings up another important question. How do I know if I'm in alignment? That's what we're going to talk about today. And it's a particularly tricky question to answer, and because there's no alignment reader that can give us our exact results. The only way to figure out if we're in alignment is to pay close attention to what we're thinking, feeling, saying, and doing, and to be really honest about it. Because if you're not really being honest with yourself, what's the point of putting in all this effort? Of course, I get it. It can be scary to admit where we've gone off track. It can be quite sobering to figure out what has gone wrong. But if you really want to create the life of your dreams, you're going to have to put in this work. So I hope you're ready to dive into this very important component of self-work. Let's get started. How to get into alignment, step number 1. Step number 1, look at your desires. What are the things that you want? You got to remember that we are not meant to all want the same things. We are all so uniquely different. How could I want the same thing as you? How could you want the same thing as me, the exact same things? Why would we even bother comparing ourselves to someone else? Because you're just looking at a slice of their life. If you're going to compare someone and want somebody's life, you're going to have to want the whole thing. And I don't know about you, I don't care how good someone's life looks on Instagram. I would never trade places with somebody the life that I have, because I love the life that I have. And it's because I feel comfortable and confident in my skin. So why would I want to switch that and replace what I have with what somebody else has? A slice of what I see on social media or wherever else, right? All we ever see is a fraction of somebody's life. And so it's so important that you get clear on your desires. Your desires are what makes you uniquely you. And listen, I'm all about getting inspired by people. Get inspired by what you see. Get inspired by what you're looking at. Our desires can come from somewhere other than us. Sometimes we learn about our desires from the household we grew up in, and sometimes we pick up our desires from the media, and other times our goals used to suit us, but unbeknownst to us, we've since outgrown them. So it's so crucial to regularly do some dream work and question your goals out loud. I want to make sure that your desires are worthy of you, that they haven't come from somewhere else, and that most importantly, they still light you up. Your desires need to be yours. Like, I need you to own what it is that you want. You want $1 million? Own the fact that you want $1 million. You want to run a successful company that helps thousands of people every single year? Then own that. You want to get a brand new wardrobe? Go ahead. Do that. You want to get a brand new life? Own it. Like, whatever it is that you want to be in a new relationship? Own it. Say it. That's your desire. Just simply ask yourself, what would your life look like if you could have anything you wanted? Start from there and see what you come up with. And P.S., you can never dream too much, okay? Daydreaming is free, and it unlocks our imagination and allows us to figure out what we're currently being drawn to. So you got to get clear on your desires. That's that. I always say this to people. I can help you get anything that you want, but you got to get clear on it. What is it that you want? What do you want? It's the scene out of The Notebook. I write about this in my book, Say It Out Loud. I talk about this scene from The Notebook, and I talk about this in my book, and I say you can have anything that you want, but you got to get clear on it. If you're not clear on what you want, how the heck are you going to keep taking one step forward and one step forward towards it if you don't even know what it is? So your first step is to get crystal clear on your desires. The second step is to pay attention to your thoughts, okay? So I write about this in my book, that your thoughts and your feelings are basically two sides of the same coin. There's not usually a disconnect between our thoughts and feelings, and that's because our feelings arise from our thoughts. We're usually very aware of when our thoughts have gone off track because we're also not feeling good. So you got to pay attention to your thoughts, because the next step after paying attention to your thoughts is paying attention to your feelings. Your feelings are one of the best indications that you've gotten out of alignment. It's that nagging feeling. It's that internal conflict. It's that voice in the back of your head reminding you that something is off. Yeah. It's time to actually listen in and see what it has to say. Most people go through life as hostages to their own emotions. They don't realize that emotions are the result of your thoughts. So if you're not feeling good and feeling satisfied and feeling happy, and you just have this, something is off, something is not right, pay attention to your thoughts. So if you want to feel better, then you need to work on creating a different thought. The thought produces your feeling, right? So if you want to be in alignment, you need to have your desires, your thoughts, your feelings, and then your words. But I still want to say a little bit more about your feelings. Your feelings are just your internal barometer. So if you feel weird or off or bored or uninspired, it's time to figure out where that's really coming from. All of your feelings are here to show you something important. And you might be really good at fooling everyone, including yourself, and saying everything's fine when you don't want to face the truth. But that nagging feeling will not go away until you take action and change what needs to change. The faster you can course correct, the faster you're going to get to your ultimate goal. Okay? So the next step, this is step number 4, is your words. And just to reiterate, we did step 1 is your desires. Step 2 are your thoughts. And a resource for your thoughts, right? How do we retrain our thoughts? How do we rewire, reframe our brain so that we have thoughts that are actually going to produce better feelings, better chemicals in our body that actually feel good? Check out my book, Say It Out Loud. This is exactly the kind of work that I do with my clients inside the Say It Out Loud group, one-on-one, and I write about this in my book. So now we're on to step number 4, and these are your words, okay? Ever since I've been a student of personal development and spirituality, and I'm going to say that that's roughly around the age of 12, that's when I started therapy, I am amazed and I am drawn to the vocabulary of people around me. And I am so magnetized to people who can speak in a way that just breathes life into what they want. Like, I can figure out so much about your internal state just from the words that you're using, that you use to describe yourself and the world around you. Like, just sit in front of me and talk, and I can tell exactly how you feel on the inside based on the words that you're using. And it's just a tad bit more difficult to do that with ourselves, isn't it? We can always tell with someone else. We're just that damn intuitive. But when it comes to ourselves, we get lazy. We don't think about the words that we're using. We're like, it's okay, it's not a big deal. But we can point it out in other people. But with a little effort and attention, you'll soon start to notice some of your key patterns and your key phrases. Like, do you ever keep talking about things that you don't ever do? You keep talking about doing it, but you're not doing it. Oh, I got to get more organized. Right, when's the last time you got organized? Or, I procrastinate all the time. Okay, well, if you're talking about you procrastinating all the time, how's that working? Have you done anything about it? Or are you still stuck in the languaging of you being a procrastinator? Do you try to present yourself in a way that doesn't really align with who you really are? If so, you're creating yet another layer of internal conflict. And as long as you have conflict, you cannot be in alignment. You might not think that your words matter, but they have a huge impact on your world. You might be able to fool yourself, fool your friends, fool your family with grandiose talk, but deep down inside, you'll always know your own truth. The more time you spend talking about things and not doing them, the less confidence you'll have in yourself. I'm going to say that again. The more time you spend talking about things and not doing them, the less confidence you'll have in yourself. And that extends out to literally everything else in your life, in addition to the problem areas that you're trying to cover up. So it's time to try being more authentic. Be true to your word. Express your truth in the best way that you can. And if you need help with this, you can always book a free creative strategy session with me. We can work on this. We can work on the way that you're speaking to yourself, work on the way that you're speaking with others. They're both connected. Just head to the link in my show notes. You can book a free 30-minute session with me. I want you to remember that you are a powerful person, and you deserve to believe in the words that you speak, and you deserve to believe in you. All right, step 5 is your actions. This is the final piece of alignment, is to notice your actions. You can desire something, you can think positive thoughts, you can feel good and even talk about it positively, but if you don't ever actually do anything to bring you closer to that goal, it's still not enough. And I'm not saying that you have to go run out, hustle your ass off every single day, but if there's an element that's missing in your life, how can you start taking action towards the thing that you say that you want? Part of getting to the goal and getting to this finish line that we're all after is becoming the kind of person who already has the thing. It's not just the destination. It's who you're becoming in the process. So who is the type of person who already has this thing that you want? You got to take a look at putting in the work, changing your schedule, your habits, your home, your friend group, your hobbies. Reflect that. Who are you and the type of person that you show up as? Who is this person that has the thing that you already want? Get creative with it. There are so many ways you can create actions that align with your intentions. And I know this might seem like a lot of work at first, but you are important. I need you to remember that. You are important. Your dreams are important. Your desires are important. Getting into alignment is the best way to get you there. Because when you are in alignment, when you make that decision and you are clear on your desires and your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions have no conflict between them, within them, surrounding them, and you are just flowing, you're already there. You're already there. And the journey of you blooming and becoming is the thing that's the most magical thing that I think we forget about. We're so concerned to just get to that end point, get to that goal, and we make ourselves miserable in the process. I'm saying enjoy the process. Enjoy the process and enjoy becoming the person that you know you really are. Stop talking about it. And if you are going to talk about it, follow it up with actions and actually do it. Don't just talk about it. You got to put in the work. You got to be it. You got to show up every day. If you say, I'm going to record that podcast. I'm going to write that email. I got to close that loop. Oh, I forgot I had this thing. Do it. Take care of your stuff. Take care of your life. Take care of your things. Be mindful of your words that you're speaking, your thoughts that you're thinking, which then produces the feelings that you're experiencing. So I hope this episode helping you get back into alignment. I hope wherever you are, that you're being extra kind to yourself and being compassionate and curious with who you are and how you show up and how you do life. You are a magical being, and I want you to remember that. And until next time, thank you so much for listening, and remember to say it out loud. If you love today's episode, then say it out loud. Subscribe, leave a review, and come say hi over on Instagram at My Name is Vasavi. Until next time, say it out loud.